This is Grandma Walton. Her real name is Ellen Corby, and she's in that smash series, The Waltons, on CBS and on TV11. What I like best about your characterization is the honesty, because you have a little pepper in your personality. You're not just a sweet old lady who rocks in a rocking chair and plays with her pussycats. You have something to contribute to the Walton family life.
Well, I hope so, and people that don't have some inner strength, in real life, I don't bother much about them. I just take her from real life, and when I get involved in a character, I make them as true as possible. I don't want to play people I can't believe.
Do you have a lot of input as to that character yourself? Do you talk to Earl Hamner and the writers about
Oh, yes,
that?
quite a bit of rewriting goes on, and they permitted me to rewrite scenes for Grandpa and Grandma. Last year they bought a story called The Separation, which was rather successful, and they just bought another one called The Search, which features Livy and the two children, and I hope it's halfway as near a success as the first one, because I want them to keep trusting me.
Have you had other writing experiences professionally?
Many years ago I wrote some Hop-Along Cassidys and a few short stories. I have a novel now that I'm trying to finish, but I just can't find the time. And I started out as a script supervisor in the picture business. I did that for 11 years. Actually, I didn't go into acting until 44.
Then you must know a great deal, Miss Corby, about production, I would think.
Well, if I don't by now, something's awfully wrong with me.
You know what I think is unusual about the Waltons? Not only that it's heartwarming and has all the basic human qualities that you admire, but it doesn't show old people in just a passive or transitional role, that they are central to the plot of that. I think that's unique.
Well, I don't think that old people should ever be pushed in a corner. In real life, they're not. Each individual is young and vital, and they feel pain and love just like when they did when they were young in different measures.
But Americans are notoriously worshipers of youth.
I don't think so, because I get an awful lot of fan mail. So they must like some people that are old. I think that the more you say that, the more you're impressing it on the subconscious. I think what we should start saying now is that we like people of all ages because they're people.
Do you get any proposals?
Propositions.
You make a distinction. That must make a female feel very good.
Oh, yes. I mean, even from children, they say, you remind me of my grandmother, and the ones that don't have one wish I was. And if I were your grandson, would you do this? Which is what my grandmother did to me, and things like that nature.
Omelet feels a kind of a kinship with the Waltons for many reasons, not the least of which is that Richard Thomas has been a guest on this program and a guest of our city for several times, most recently at the Kentucky Derby. Will Gear, your husband, Grandpa Walton, has been a guest on this program. And I think anybody who reads Earl Hamner's works must have a keen respect for what he puts out.
Well, Earl Hamner is one of the most unusual, unique. He has more integrity than most writers in the field, and he holds to it. He won't let us, like our humor could be slapstick almost, but it comes out real because of Earl and Will and myself, and I think we're trying to maintain that quality of honesty so that people recognize themselves.
As an actor now, are there many opportunities, I know you won't misunderstand this question, are there many opportunities for actors who are in the afternoon of their life, for older actors, for employment?
Yes, yes, very much so. Sometimes it's the actor's fault for starting to take things easy. I think you have to keep up the vim and the vigor of youth and start every new picture with the same feeling that you did when you were young. I've been at it 41 years, and I still anticipate the next one. I think it's an individual thing.
Do producers and writers make that many good parts available for older actors?
For older men more than women, yes. Quite a few older men, and like Will Gear is actually, I believe, 73.
Right.
And he's a phenomenal person. But there are many good parts for people in their 60s, 50s. I mean, they're not all 25, 26.
What's the wackiest role you ever played?
Well, I don't know. I did a picture called Caged where I played a sort of an imbecile in prison. I was the only one of the group that liked being there. I thought it was great fun.
What does that mean?
Nothing. I was a little bit out of my mind. I liked being in prison. I thought the publicity was wonderful, and I liked it better than being outdoors.
Would you like to retrace your life in the same way again, were you to do it, professionally?
I don't even think about things like that because it's impossible. Why waste time?
You don't have any second thoughts about this profession?
I still look to tomorrow, not yesterday, and what would it have been if it wasn't that way? Why look to it? I use it for what it benefits me now. I try not to make the same mistakes twice.
How close a relationship do you have with the rest of the members of the Walton
Well,
cast?
we're a close-knit family when we're working, very close. Like I was saying to someone not long ago that we have our disagreements like all families. Just don't you say it about us.
You're all united against the outsiders.
No. That's rephrasing it. It's just like a family. I mean, they're not united against. They are a unit, and any infringement from the outside affects the unit, not an individual.
Could you act in close company with somebody whom you didn't like, Ellen?
I have many times. That is my job. Is you don't bring in personalities. Originally, when I was young, I did. It affected my work. But now it's a thing apart. I can separate the two. As a matter of fact, when you're doing a role, I am not 100% grandma. There is a part of me that is watching the marks, where the light is, where the sound is, what is the dialogue, what was my reaction, that I thought, this is another side of me that is thinking, while this one is being an actor.
Thank you very much. Nice to have you on Omelet today.
Thank you.
What'd you say about our title of our program?
Omelet? I said, I've laid a few eggs myself.
I don't believe it. Grandma Walton, Ellen Corby, many thanks, and we'll be back with more of Omelet in just a minute.